Okay, today's recipe is a very hearty English pub split pea soup, and I got this from Taste of Home. I did change it a little bit because I always have to change everything, but we've got all the ingredients ready to go, so let's get started. First, obviously, we need our split peas. I got my split peas from Bush's grocery store, Bush's Market. And then what we're gonna have is we're gonna have some ham. You want to use a ham bone, but I don't. I don't like ham bones. So I always get a grass-fed, organic, if you will, ham cut from Pure Pastures. It's in Plymouth, Michigan. I like that, so I cut it up. It also calls for sweet onions. I don't do sweet onions because there's more sugar in it. I substitute sometimes with a yellow onion, but my favorite are red onions, so we have a red onion, which is a lot like a yellow onion, just so you know, just a tad different taste. And unfortunately, when you start cooking with it, the beautiful red kind of seeps out. All right, and then we've got some celery, organic celery, and some organic pre-cut carrots. Now, I will say the only reason I am using it today is because I already had these for a party I had, and it was just easier to use. But normally I like just the regular carrots. I'm gonna cut those up long ways and put them in. So let's get started. The first thing you wanna do is you want a light beer. So I went and got a Coors Light. I don't really drink this, but this is what we have. Okay, so we're gonna pour it into our pot here. I go slow because I don't want too much of the foam, but that will eventually go away. And then you want about 4 cups of water. Now, I don't really measure a lot, but you can measure the 4 cups, or what I do is I do almost 2 full cans of water is what I use. So I will go ahead and grab that, and we'll use that to put in, that will be our measure for our water. So we've got these full, almost full. I leave a little bit, about that much, at the top of the can. So let's pour the water in. And I already poured the other one in. So we've got about 4 cups in. And again, I don't really measure too much because I just like to throw things in. I usually use more than what they want us to use because I just like more. My husband loves flavor. So, all right, the next thing we're gonna use is, this is English mustard. One thing I did find out, English mustard, very expensive. So what you can use is some kind of darker mustard or a spicy mustard like a Dijon, but I did get this. It calls for 1 tablespoon. I like the taste a lot because it's got a lot of spice. So I used 2.5 and measured it in here. So let's go ahead and get this in the pot. Just get it right in there. And let's go ahead and turn this on and start getting it a little hot here. You want to use a medium heat. You don't want to have it too high. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Sometimes my burner doesn't want to work, so you know I am at home doing all of this. And again, you are coming, or I should say, I'm coming at you as a non-professional. Okay, so next we want to do, let's go ahead and get our green peas in there. Now, I am not a pea lover at all. I can't stand peas, but I love split pea soup. I don't know why. So, okay, let's go ahead and get that in. Now, another thing Taste of Home does is they want you to make this with a slow cooker, about 5 to 6 hours, slowly cooking. I found that I can do about 1.5 hours of cooking this all together, and it's really, really good. Okay, I'm gonna grab me a spoon. All right, let's go ahead and get this. Make sure it's all mixed in together. You've got the mustard in there, you've got your beer, and you've got your water with the split piece in there. Okay. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and add the ham. Let's stir that in. So I used about half of the ham that I bought. Again, I don't measure too much because I usually want to use more than what they tell us anyway. All right, so got that in there. And then next I'm going to put our onions in. And again, I'm using red onion. You can use any onion you want, but being a diabetic, you probably want to stay away from the sweet onions. All right, let's get those in. Get that. We're going to let this cook for about an hour, and then we're going to add in our carrots and our celery. Now you can add it all in at once if you want to. And that's actually what Taste of Home says, but I don't like the way the carrots and the celery, like I didn't like the way they feel. I don't like the way they feel, I should say. I didn't like how they felt when I started eating them. So I'm gonna do, or I always do, about 30 minutes less. And then also one other ingredient that you want that's gonna go in towards the end, about 30 minutes in, is you want some kind of, she says to use almond milk or oat milk. Taste of Home does. I don't mind using whipping cream because there is really no carbs in it. You're talking 1 tablespoon of 1 carb. So we're gonna use about, I don't know, what is that, about 3 or 4 tablespoons right there. I like a lot of it. Again, if you want to completely stay away from carbs, that's your choice. I'm gonna go over with the split pea. Split pea, the carbs are, for a serving, and it's a 1/4, so you're looking at a 1/4 of a cup. There are 13 servings in the bag. So you want to take 13 times what the total carbs are. And the total carbs are 21. It sounds high, but most of it is dietary fiber, and 1 gram, less than 1 gram, is going to be your sugars. And you might hear some pitter patter. It's my dog Budrow. He likes to help me cook. He thinks that if he's around, it might taste better. I'll let you meet him really quick here. This is Budrow. He wants to taste everything for me, but he is not allowed to eat from the table. Okay. All right. And then for spices, because we did not talk about that, obviously you can use salt and pepper. I'm not a big salt person, and there's salt in the ham, so I don't really add that in. I let my husband add his own. But I've got parsley and nutmeg, and it's mixed in. And you're going to put this in when you put in your milk and your veggies. Okay, so we're going to let this cook for an hour, and then I will show you how to get this in there, get it cooked up, and show you the results. All right, so don't forget to add in your whatever you want to use as the cream base. So let's go ahead and do that. Get that all in, and then we'll put the spices in just a little bit along with the vegetables, but I just wanted to get this in. I love Calder's. They're very local. You know, they're Michigan based. They're in Lincoln Park, so I like to use them. Okay. All right, so it has been going for just over an hour, so now I'm going to go ahead and add our veggies in. So here we go. Let's move this so you can see a little bit better. All right, let's go ahead and add that in. There we go, and let's stir it up. As you can tell, today is a very casual day. I had a doctor's appointment, and then I just hung out and worked at home. So I'm representing my basketball team, the Grizzlies, during the summer here, giving them some good vibes. All right, let's go ahead and get our parsley and our nutmeg in. Let's just make sure we get that distributed over the whole thing. Get it all in, and let's stir that up. All right, so I'm gonna let this go probably, I usually do about 20 to 30 minutes, but I think tonight I'm gonna try a little bit less time, do 15 minutes, and then we'll try it out. But while I have you, I'm gonna go ahead and try it real quick, just to see what the juice tastes like. Man, that is really, really good. Oh, and I just added the spices. Okay, so if you make this, or you're interested in making it, or you want to just make the exact recipe, Taste of Home has it. It's called English Pub Split Pea Soup. But I've changed it up, don't forget that. So if you do try it, or you want to try it, whatever, let me know. Let me know what you think. The first time I ate this, I took my sugar the next day. My sugar was a little bit higher than normal, but it was still within a range of not worrying about having to take meds and everything. So it is pretty diabetic friendly. So I definitely recommend this. So from one diabetic to another, enjoy.